Hi, today we're going to make a Blinkie for our signatures in Photoshop CS3. In order to follow along, please visit www.ivyscraps.com for a tutorial so that you can follow along and take notes. The first thing that we need to do is to make our new document. So hit Control plus the letter N for your new document dialog box to come up. Make your width 300 pixels, your height 100 pixels, a resolution of 72 pixels per inch with a transparent background, and hit OK. When your new document comes up, you'll see that it's pretty darn small, but we're not going to worry about that. Our Blinkie is going to be a very simple Blinkie because once you have all of the parts down, it is easy to make your Blinkie as complicated or as simple as you want with as many layers as you want. So let's get started. The very first thing that we need to do is to move a piece of paper onto our new document. So open up your paper and using your Move tool, which is shortcut letter V, drag that piece of paper onto your new document. And you can see that our new document is teeny tiny and our piece of paper is big. So we're going to need to transform that piece of paper by hitting Control plus T to make it smaller. Now because our document is so small, you can't see the transform outline. But to see it, hit Control plus 0. And now you can see the outline of our 12-inch by 12-inch piece of paper and our little document, how it relates to it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the corner bar, hit the Shift key to maintain proportions, and drag in and make that piece of paper pretty small. Let go of my Shift key and my mouse and move that piece of paper onto my document. And I'm going to double click inside to accept the transformation. And then I'm going to hit Control plus 0 again so that I can see the whole document. Now I want to move this so that my diamonds are centered. So just go ahead and using your Move tool, move that around until you find something you like. Let go of your Move tool, and that's fine. Now I do need to get rid of this piece of paper. I want to close it and declutter my desktop. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the X to get rid of it. Now I've got my background for layer 1 of my Blinkie, and I want to put a leaf on it because it's Ivy Scraps and I want to have a leaf. So I am going to go ahead and open up my leaf. And using my Move tool, I'm going to drag that onto my document, and again I have to transform the size of that so that it will fit. Hit Control plus T to get your transform outline, and Control plus 0 to be able to see the entire transform outline as it relates to your document. I'm going to click on the corner box, hit Shift to maintain proportions and make that smaller. I'm going to move that right up onto my document. I need it a little bit smaller, and that looks pretty good. And I'm going to go ahead and twist that a little bit. Double click inside of my transformation box to accept it, and there I have my first layer. Now I need to put something on this. I want to tell people to come to ivyscraps.com, obviously. So what I'm going to do is hit my text tool next. And when it finally comes up, I'm going to make sure that I have a nice contrast in color. And I'm going to go ahead and sample the color of my leaf and then choose something a little bit darker, hit OK, and then I'm going to click on my document and I am going to type Ivy Scraps. Obviously this is too big, so I'm going to go ahead and highlight that and pull that size down, probably, let's try 48 point. Move that over, and I'm going to go ahead and accept that by clicking on the check mark, and that's a good first layer. So now what I'm going to do is take all 3 of these layers in our layers palette, the text that says Ivy Scraps, my layer 3, which is actually my leaf, and my background layer. And since Ivy Scraps is already highlighted, I'm going to go down to my layer 2, which is my background layer, hit the shift key and click on that so that all 3 layers are highlighted. I'm going to right click and I'm going to click on Merge Visible. And I'm going to go ahead and change the name of that by double clicking on the name, and I'm going to type in layer 1. For the next blink in my Blinkie, I need to make another entire layer. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and open up another piece of paper, and I'm going to open up paper 3 here. And I'm going to use my Move tool, which is the shortcut letter V, and drag that onto my document. And again, I need to transform that because it's too big. Control plus T, then Control plus 0. Drag in the corner handle while holding the Shift key down to maintain proportions. Drag that piece of paper down, move it onto your document, double click to accept, hit Control plus 0 again, move that piece of paper in your document so that you're pleased with it. And then I need to put my leaf on there again. So I'm going to drag my leaf on again. I'm going to Control plus T to transform that. I'm going to get Control plus 0 to see the transform outline. Hold the Shift key down, drag in on the corner handle, make that smaller, drag it into place. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger here actually. I'm going to twist that a little bit. Double click on the inside of the transformation box to accept it. And I am going to type on this layer, Fun Friendly Forum, because we do have a fun and friendly forum. So I'm going to go ahead, and now my justification is on center. So I'm going to actually try and get this a little bit centered where I would like that to be, and hit Fun and Friendly Forum. Okay, that's a little bit big, so I'm going to go ahead and highlight that entire phrase and pull this down probably maybe 44. And that's pretty good. I think I'm going to need to make it a little bit smaller. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to bring that down to about 42. And I also want to decrease the amount of space in between the words. So I'm going to click on this little icon and get my palette for that. And instead of auto here, I am going to click on 36, which 36 doesn't look that bad, and I'm going to move that out of the way. I'm going to move my print down a little tiny bit, and I'm going to click on the check mark to accept, and I am going to get my Move tool again by pressing the letter V. I'm going to move my little leaf just a tiny bit. And there I have layer 2. So now what I need to do is highlight the first layer of layer 2, go down and shift click on the last layer of layer 2, right click on that, hit Merge Visible, and go ahead and rename that layer 2.